There's something pretty amazing about backtesting. It's the easiest way to feel confident when you trade, and it's also the simplest way to know whether your trading strategy is right or not, and how much you can risk on that strategy. What's up, guys? Welcome back to this video. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go over Forex Tester 3, which is a software that I've been using a couple of times to backtest. Whenever I'm at home, this is the go-to option I choose to backtest anything. It's just the simplest way, and it goes pretty fast. So I'll show you guys exactly how that works. I'll give you kind of a tour of Forex Tester 3, the third edition that was released not long ago. And there's also going to be an article accompanying this video. So if you guys want to check it out, go ahead. Let's get started right away. Okay, so the first thing that comes to my mind when I see this screen of Forex Tester 3 is the fact that the data center here is right away. So in the past, Forex Tester had like a mode that you had to switch to go to the data center to download all the data. Now here's only at the same place. You don't have to go around, and it's much easier that way. So I'm really happy about this. The rest is pretty much the same. We still have the same buttons. We still have to generate the data the same way. So whatever happens here is you pick whatever currency pairs you want. I think you can even add more. And then you have to update the data. So you have to get the data from whatever date you prefer or you want. And you can either pick a fixed date or just take anything in the server. So let's say I could just go with that one. Alright, to give you guys an idea, it took about 4 minutes for these four currency pairs to generate. Now we're done with this. Let me exit this. Now we're good to go. What I want to do is that while testing this software first, I kind of had an idea for my strategy that I use on a daily basis. So I thought I would backtest it with you guys if it's better. So let me do it right away. And there's two things you can do here. Either you're gonna let the bars run like this, possible for you to change the speed and everything of those bars. Or the other possibility is that you're gonna go and move by yourself. So that's what I prefer. I'll just stop here the autoplay. And once you place a space bar, you're gonna generate one candlestick at a time. Alright, so this would have been a good trade for me, a good setup for what I'm doing. So it's pretty simple to place a trade. You just put, if you want to put a limit, just put a limit. And then what I like the most here is that the stop loss don't have to enter the price. You just pick this thing, put it wherever you want to put your stop loss. Take profit. If you want to take profit, let's say 2 to 1 of reward to risk, just look here, calculate how many pips is in your stop loss. Here I have about 110. I'll just go then 220 in this direction. And this is where you put the quantity. And this is the thing I don't really like, because usually I'm going to risk a percentage of my account instead of a fixed lot. So I would prefer to be able to judge by this amount here, the account balance, how much money I would risk. But here it's kind of hard to calculate. So usually I just put a standard lot, and I'm going to look more at the winning rate at the end instead of the money gain I had, just to place the order. Now, order is triggered on the next candlestick because it goes lower, and stop loss triggered here. This is a losing trade. You'll see that the amount here of my capital decreased, and that's because it calculates over time your capital, and we'll see at the end what that gives. And now I'm pretty much done with this. I think I arrived at the end of the data I had. Yeah, exactly. It's been already 6 years, which is impressive because I didn't take many trades on the daily chart. So now it's time to go back and try to see how this thing performed. This is what I want to look at. So days processed, months processed, pretty simple. The days that I've been going through and months I've been going through. Took 20 trades. 12 of them were profitable. 8 of them were losses. My most consecutive number of trades was 4, so I've had 4 consecutive winning trades. Maximum of 2 consecutive losing trades, which is pretty good. Trade per day. If you were to take many trades, you would have a different number here, kind of higher. I didn't take many, so it's kind of 0. Trades per month 0. I didn't take many again at all. And don't forget that I only traded one time from here. That's why maybe it's not ideal. And the profit per trade here, I won't really care. because as I said, I always had a positive reward to risk, more than 2 usually. Profit, I won't care at all. Gross profit, gross loss, won't care. Profit per month, don't care. Average profit, average loss, don't care. Maximum drawdown, this is kind of important, but we do have this figure here. So maximum drawdown was 2 consecutive losing trade. Profit factor, return percentages. This is kind of off because, as you can see here, my profit is like 5,000. I started with 10,000, but I don't know if it would be the same on a real account because I would have like a 1 or 2% risk, which is different than here. If you want to really make sure that you have the right data, you have to do only one test with one factor, one strategy that you do over and over again. Then you can get the real figures. So I think I might try to see if I can redo this test again and come up with some stats that are more reliable. I want to show you guys what happened when you start a new project. So I've just been here, new project. I put the amount of money I want in the account, whatever the account's going to be. To me, it doesn't matter because I'm just backtesting. I'll put whatever project name I want. So next, this is where I pick the currencies I want to trade. Those are going to be the charts opened. I'm just going to go with one GBP USD. I'll start, let's say, I don't know, 2012, whatever, January, all the way to here. This is my last data. Open, high, low, close, because that's easier. And here it's interesting because you can pick your time zone. And I like this because charts are often in different time zones. I know if I trade with Oenda in the summer, it's going to be GMT -4. In the winter, it's going to be GMT -5. So whatever I pick, it doesn't really matter. I think I'll just go with -5. It's more chart on TradingView, they have -5. So there we go. We come with this chart. I'll pick the right time frame. I want to trade on a daily chart. It's just a matter of starting the test. Start test. This one's going to go automatic. But instead of doing this, tap that one, right? It did a couple of candlesticks, but it's fine. That's time to add my indicator. I'll go here, pick the Bollinger Band. Do it, it's good. Apply. Alright. So from here we can start. And this is where, instead of going with this automated tool, you can kind of play. You could go that way and wait, but I just prefer to go myself. So I put this to stop and use the space bar to go between candlesticks. Because I know so much what my setup looks like, I can go forward, and if I miss one, I'll go back. It doesn't matter. But if you're really in the beginning and you really want to consider each candlestick, you might go slower a little bit. Make sure to see every setup and that you take all of them. This is one. So let me go place an order above, top plus below. And here my strategy is different. So instead of putting a take profit, I'll wait until I have this evidence from the Bollinger Band. Trade entered. And the way it works is when price is going to come back to this band here, as soon as it went at least 1-to-1 in profit, then I'll look at closing the trade. Here, I don't think we've been 1-to-1 in profit. Trade. There we go. So here, we've been at least 1-to-1 in profit. So I'm going to wait to close the trade until we come back to the middle band, and we'll close below the middle band. That's my take profit in that case. We could go a long way, and that's the powerful thing with this. There we go. So now we closed below the middle band. So what I'll do is I'll go here in the open position, click on the trade, do close position at that point. That gives me this type of trade. Okay, that's pretty simple. Now we out of that trade. I have to wait for my next setup. 190 pip. Again here, I'll wait. There we go. Closed right there. Close. You can just go here right away, and then we can even close part of the position or all the position. That's a pretty cool feature, I think. I'll just close all the position. Let me finish that test, and I'll come back with the stats at the end. Stats, by the way, are real time, so we see them here. We'll just finish up everything. So I got to the end of my data again. So we've done 2000, I think 12, 2017, which is a long time. Let's look at the stats now. Over that period, I took 9 trades, which is not that much. But if you trade many currency pairs, it's going to be different, of course. 4 winning trade and 5 losing trade. So I have more losing trade and winning trade, which is interesting. Maximum of 2 consecutive winning trade, 4 consecutive losing trades. The profit, as I said, I don't care at all because it's only paused here because some trades were having a bigger risk, some others were having a lower risk. It doesn't really reflect. Profit, I won't care. First profit, don't care at all. Profit per month doesn't matter. Average profit versus loss. So this is interesting here because profit is like 3 times the loss on average, which is pretty interesting. About 3 times, right? And this is what's interesting. So I had a winning rate of 44% or a losing rate of 56%. I'm still making money. So I have this 2000 something in profit. I didn't take many trade, of course. I will have to maybe go back a little bit more or try different currency pairs. And then I would be able to trade this because those are good stats. And usually you want to have at least 30 trades that you're going to be able to get the result from. And if the results are still good like this, you could go live, right? There's no problem with this. Because a 44% win rate with the 2 to 1 average risk is good. Fair enough, right? So you might want to trade that. And I want to show you guys a part of these stats. Based on this, I will be able to compute some other stats about my strategy. For example, the risk of ruin. And according to Chris Capri's calculator here on risk of ruin, and I'll put the link for you guys below if you want to check it out. I just use this one all the time. It's simple. But this is based on an interview I did with Brent Panfold. I'll put the link as well below. But basically, what you want to do is you want to enter all the information here. So what we talk about, payoff ratio is going to be 2.34. Accuracy is only 44%. The percentage I risk per trade, so I would go with, let's say, 2%. I calculate my risk review. So I have 0. And this is going to tell you until what point you can risk. So if I'm going to risk, let's say, 20% of my account per trade, my risk review is like 15%. Way too much. We want to have 0. But 2% per trade, I'm good. What if I risk 5%? I'm not a 0, right? So I cannot risk 5% because one day, over time, my risk of ruin, my chance of blowing up my account is going to be too much. Then I'm going to go and say with 3%, almost 0. So what about 2.5? Then I go to 0. So I can allow myself to risk up to 2.5 if those stats are right per trade. If I want to have a risk of ruin of 0. If I risk 2.5% per trade, I'm almost sure, 100% sure, that my account's not gonna blow up because I have all these stats in place. If this change, well, it's gonna vary. It's not gonna be the same thing. If this change, it's gonna change again. But you want to make sure that you revalue this based on your stats here, or at least 30 to 100 trades. Right, that's the goal here. I just want to share a couple of other things I like about Forex Tester and some things I don't like. First of all, is this ability here to take screenshot of your trade. Okay, so if you want to check and put your trades like I do sometimes, you want to have your trades somewhere online, like on Trello, which I use a lot. You can take some screenshot like this. Then you can put your trades wherever you want. The screenshot go in Forex Trader dash screen on your folder, and it's easy to see here whatever screenshot you have. So let me place right here. It gives you an easy idea. And the way I would do with this afterwards, I would go, let's say, on Trello to my backtesting kind of journal that I take. I would, let's say, add this to my trades. Let me pull it up. Let's say this were a trade, and then I would have my visual of all my trades that I took. This is kind of an easier way to see what works, what doesn't, and what trades you don't take. Okay, so instead of using TradingView, you can do the exact same thing with Forex Tester 3, which is pretty cool, I think. back to this. One thing again that I don't like really is this idea that you cannot put a percentage of risk per trade. You have to go with the lot, which is really confusing for me because I always risk percentages, and most traders you'll talk to, they do the same. Kind of hard to use. All the money thing here, I don't really care. Maybe you can configure some strategies, list of strategies that you're gonna test. If you have multiple, you can see and try them out. And I think you can even enter some stats of what they look like. So it's easy to compare that way. The order management part is really simple. Once you're in a trade, you can easily enter, close half or whatever, get out. And that's pretty cool. That's something I like. If you know how to code and want to test something out here, you can easily do it. It's pretty simple. You just have to know how to create your script. You don't have to execute and just start a project. It's really simple. I think it's kind of a learning curve. You do have to learn how that works a little bit. First time I opened the software, I was wondering where to go. I didn't know exactly. But once you know how that works, it's pretty simple. And the way it's set up is really similar to MetaTrader. So even then, when you want to open a chart, right, you have all these possibilities. Pretty clear, pretty simple, I think. So once you do that, then you're able to go. And it works fine. So I think it's a good tool to backtest. If you don't backtest so far, you need to try this out and see if you can, if it helps you to backtest. I'm sure it's going to help. But think about the return you're going to get in this investment, right? Think about, is it really worth it? And I'm pretty sure it's worth it to have a good strategy that you're going to be able to trade. If you have an account with some capital, it's going to be worth it. Okay, so that was it for the review of Forex Tester 3. If you guys have any questions, comment below, let me know. Don't forget that there's a good offer for you guys. You can get my free backtesting mini course plus Forex Tester 3 if you use the link that I provided you with below. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Comment below with any thought you have. Make sure you check out the article. It's going to be posted below as well. And I hope you guys are going to get some value out of it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.